Hello, hi. So good afternoon. Hi, this is Ken O from Canton Chambers Lawyers in New Zealand. Today is the 23rd of October 2019. This is Canton Chambers Lawyers Facebook Live. And we have done like a policy change, which was announced like a New Zealand Immigration Department. But today, we are going to continue that for policy change and how does like a policy change. But today, we are going to explanation more of about for work to residence visa and then chef and electrician matter. And then after that, we are going to continue for policy change matter. Okay. I think many people who saw our Facebook video, they understand for what is a work to residence visa. However, the person who is like a see our Facebook Live the first time, and then for better understanding of that what is a work to residence visa policy, then I can briefly explanation for better understanding, right? In New Zealand, we got three categories of the visa. Then we call this is a temporary visa category, and then the residence visa category. Temporary visa category means for your visa term is for fixed term, right? When your visa term finish, and then you are supposed back to your country. So if you want to stay more, then you have to extend up your visa again and again. However, this temporary visa never linked to any the residence visa in the future. So that is the reason why we call this as a temporary visa. Under the temporary visa category, work visa, student visa, and visitor visa. This is a typical temporary visa category. And the other side is for the residence visa category. Residence visa category means for you can live here in New Zealand like a permanently. So you can live here in New Zealand as a permanently and as like a citizen of New Zealand. Many people ask for questions. What is the differences between the residence visa and then a citizen? Citizen means for New Zealand, like a passport, like New Zealand, kind of for legally nationality. And then residence visa, permanent residence visa means for you can have your own passport, your country's passport, and then your visa status is you have a right to live here in New Zealand permanently, right? There's a difference. Like in the residence visa category, typical ones for skilled migrant category, and then business category, and then for family category. I'm not going to explanation in more details. The residence visa categories for if you apply for residence visa category through the skilled migrant category or business category or family category, once you get the residence visa, then you will have live in New Zealand for like a permanently, right? So, however, between temporary visa to residence visa, in between therefore we call this a work to residence visa. Work to residence visa means that if you work here in New Zealand for 2 years, then you are almost qualified or entitled for the residence visa without any English requirement. This is a more benefit who has English disadvantage. That means any people who comes from non-English speaking country, and then English is always like some headache or a high level requirement for the residence visa under the skilled migrant category. But if you are like a good skill, good knowledge, good experience, some people can apply for work to residence visa. In a work to residence visa, there are two categories there. One is for talent visa, one is for long-term skills shortage area, right? So today we are going to talk about for work to residence visa under the long-term skills shortage. What does that mean for long-term skills shortage? Means for in New Zealand, the whole area, right? That in New Zealand, we got a big North Island and South Island. That means for from the far north to like a far south, whole New Zealand area, this job is always like a shortage. Means for employer is always for struggling to find good skilled people in New Zealand. So this is a industrial area, and then New Zealand Immigration Department both agree that this job is always like some shortage. So there are many lists there, and then from there, we are doing more helping people is for chef and then electrician, right? Today we are going to talk about for chef and then electrician. Who are in locally or in internationally in the overseas, the people who are chef or who are electrician, maybe see this live, and then later on you can contact us. Okay. So for work to residence visa, you need some requirement. If you meet the requirement, then you can apply for job like a visa under the work to residence visa, means for long-term skill shortage, the visa category. Then once you get a visa, then so you will get 30-month visa. Like this is a fixed term for 30 months, right? 2 years and 6 months visa period. And then if you work for 2 years, that means for 24 months, then so you will apply for the residence visa, but you don't need to any English requirements. Maybe then I can explain more about the chef. Okay, what is the requirement for work to residence visa under the long-term skill shortage as a chef? In a chef, you need 3 requirements, right? 3 requirements. First one, you need a more than 5 years experience as a chef, and then so you need a more than 2 years of senior chef experience. Senior chef means for chef de partie or sous chef or head chef or executive chef. This is, we call this is all the senior chef experience, right? And then third one is for a chef qualification you need. Minimum level 4, equivalent to New Zealand level 4 cookery qualification. So if you got any chef qualification in overseas, then you need to do for NJQ assessment. Means for New Zealand Qualification Authority, they got some assessment of your overseas qualification, of your overseas curriculum. Then they give us some assessment based on for New Zealand qualification. This school like a study qualification may be equivalent to New Zealand for like a qualification. This is what we call this as NJQ assessment. So as a chef, and then you need 3 requirements for more than 5 years experience as a chef, more than 2 years of senior chef, and then the chef qualification. These 2 years is can be including in a 5 years experience. So, however, immigration department always for like a verify of your chef qualification. Means that some other restaurants, some like ethnic restaurants, even though work as a chef for many years, sometimes immigration like does not recognize as a chef experience. That means there's some chef and cook there. So chef and cook is different. But if you got a cook experience, this cannot be recognized. But some country, and then they got all the like a chef, but still call as a cook. Some country some for all like the hierarchy in the basis of the Western countries for hierarchy, right? So usually in the hierarchy in a kitchen is hierarchies for kitchen hand, means for like a cleaning the dish, and then some help to chef or cook for preparation of the ingredient, or like some like the assistant, right? Assistant of the chef or this is a kitchen hand or a chef assistant. Then like a cook, and then we can copy chef, and then demi chef, and then chef de partie, and then for sous chef, head chef, executive chef, like a many hierarchy there. But many of the country, they don't use any like a Western style of the hierarchy, only for head chef and then the chef, right? So in those cases, like sometimes immigration department may not recognize of any like a senior chef, but this is all depends on your situation, and it all depends on your work experience, and then so what kind of job have you done. And also, the chef is your working place shall be for a la carte or commercial catering the places. If you work any cafeteria or like a takeaway shop, and then this place, even though you work as a chef, you claim yourself as a chef, but sometimes immigration does not understand or does not agree that you are a chef experience, then they recognize you as a cook experience. In such case, your experience cannot be recognized as a chef. So when you think about that so-called your chef experience, then your working place shall be fine restaurant or a la carte restaurant, right? Or commercial catering, the place shall be there. And then some people like may not understand. Okay, so maybe if you are a chef, like easily understand what is a la carte, right? A la carte means for in a fine restaurant, there are many tables and chairs, and then some menus there, menu board. When the customer comes, and then for waiter or waitress, like give any menu, then so you can have a look, and then you choose for the menu. Then for the menu, we'll go for kitchen, and then the chef will like some cooking from the ordering, right? Order, then make a cook, and then serve it to the customer. This is a la carte style. But if you make all the food in ready, and then when the customer comes, like then sell it, and then ready-made food sell, then this is for takeaway stuff. And then in that case, they don't recognize as the chef. They usually recognize as a cook. Okay, so this is a chef requirement. Then what is the benefit to like a work to residence visa compared to for skilled migrant category? Skilled migrant category, you need some higher requirement. That means for you need a very high English requirement, such as for IELTS 6.5. This is a quite high requirement, and also higher salary requirement. Like in New Zealand currently, you need $25 per hour or $52,000 per annum, 40-hour spaces. That means for this is like a middle, like a medium, like a payment range, like $25 per hour, right? But however, in New Zealand, as a hospitality industry, the $25 payment is a little higher the requirement, such as like a big hotel or like a big restaurant or like some good size of the restaurant, and then so $25. So usually for maybe sous chef or head chef or executive chef, and their payment is around maybe like some $25. Some like head chef, good, I mean sous chef, they sometimes they paid more like than higher than for 25, but average like middle class of middle side of the restaurants, $25 a little higher the payment stage. So that means for if your payment is a $25 per hour, is a little like a higher payment in hospitality industry as a chef. But however, if you work as like an IT person, then $25 is quite like a lower, not a lower like some even the lower range of the payment. But however, in a chef jobs, and then 25 is a little higher range of the payment, right? So if you have any experience in overseas or locally, if you have any more than 5 years experience as a chef in a la carte or in a commercial catering, including for more than 2 years of senior chef, such as for chef de partie or like the sous chef, head chef, then please contact us. Then we can help you to apply for work to residence visa. And then our firm is like a special, like some arrangement for giving you any like a chef qualification, right? This is based on your experience, based on your knowledge of the chef, and then you can get some qualification for you. Then we got a special arrangement for this one. That means don't worry of your chef qualification. Even though you don't have any chef qualification, don't worry. If you have a more than 5 years experience, and then more than including more than 2 years of senior chef experience, then we can help you, right? This is a chef as a work to residence visa. And then salary requirements is not very high requirement. Annual salary is only $45,000 will be okay. And then also when you apply for the residence visa, and then you don't need any English requirement, then 45 is like a reasonable amount can be payable in New Zealand, right? So contact us, we can help you. Then we can talk about for electrician, right? Electrician as a work to residence visa means for long-term skill shortage. Electrician is one of the list of like a long-term skill shortage list, okay? So for work as an electrician in New Zealand, you need a electrician registration. Means that you need an electrician license here in New Zealand. Before you apply for visa, work visa as an electrician, you need a license. In a license case, we can help you for registration as an electrician here in New Zealand. So don't worry, we can help you for that matter, right? But in an electrician requirement under the long-term skill shortage is very simple, very simple. If you do for registration here in New Zealand as an electrician, maybe full license or limited license, doesn't matter. Once you get it, and then you can apply for visa, right? That means for electrician, you don't need any qualification requirement officially, but if you got any experience based, and then we can help you for registration. Once your registration is done, and then we can apply for the electrician for work to residence visa policy. So for the requirement of electrician, and then you need a minimum 4 years of full-time experience as an electrician, or a minimum 8,000 hours of work experience as an electrician. That means you need some reference letter, experience certificate, and also a comment that what kind of work you have done, right? So that means any wire installation or etc. As an electrician, in your experience or in your reference letter, you have to put it there. That means for if you got more than 4 years experience, and as a full-time basis, means for around 40 hours a week, and then please come to us, we can help you that matter. Then for electrician the case, and then we can collect up all your CV and then all other documentation, and then we can help you for registered of electrician board, and then at the same time we can help you to match with a New Zealand employer, and then if the employer like you, and then we can arrange for video interview, and then if the employer and you both agree to a terms and condition of your employment, then we can enter into the job offer and then employment contract. Then we can start off your visa process. And then as an electrician is a little difficult from the chef, because electrician is for, we can do registration first. Depends on your experience. If you got enough experience, then you will be registered as like a electrician. But if your requirement is not enough, then they will give you as a limited license. And then some conditions will be there. This condition will be usually then within 1 year, you have to attend the seminar, and then you have to pass for New Zealand regulation, like it means for New Zealand law or regulation in relations for electrical work matter. And also they will test you for theory of electrical work matter, and then they will test you for practical tests of your electrical, like electrician skills. So once you got the limited license, then you usually for regulation has to sit the exam, and then you have to pass. And then for theory of electrician, and then the practical test of electrician. Theory and then the practical test maybe not a big issue, but however, regulation, this is for New Zealand regulation, so you have to study more hard, and then you can pass it. So if you work and then if you study hard. So once you pass for 3 requirement, 3 exam, then so you'll be registered as like a full license. Then you can work by yourself, you can sign up by yourself. But if you got a limited license, then you can work under the supervision of the full registered electrician, right? And then you work as like a supervision, but you cannot sign for any you work done by yourself. That your supervisor, full registered electrician, can sign on behalf of you. Okay, this is for like a brief idea of the work tourism visa as a chef and then electrician, right? So I can make some summary as for chef. If you got more than 5 years experience as a chef in a la carte or commercial catering place, including for your more than 2 years of senior chef experiences, such as for chef de partie or sous chef or head chef, and then just contact us. We can help you, and then we can find your, we can match of the employer and in yourself. Then we can apply for your the visa for you, and then we can help you for the residence visa as well. As an electrician, if you got any more than 4 years experience as a full-time basis, or like if you got more than 8,000 hours of work as a full-time as an electrician, then so we can help you for your registration and then job match, and then we can apply for your the visa as well, right? And then please note that we are not job broker, we are not a recruiting agent, we are immigration lawyer. We don't have any jobs ready for you. Then we can collect of your all information, documentation, and then we can review that. If you are qualified for visa process like a requirement, then we can spend our time to job match for you. But we don't involve any employment matter. We just like introduce you for any potential employer. Then so you have to negotiate of your actual employment terms and condition. Once this is for finalized, and then we can go ahead for helping your visa matter, right? So in any way, we are helping you for come to whole your family come to New Zealand and then start as a work visa, and then in a later on you can apply for the residence visa without any headache. We can help your whole visa process here in New Zealand, right? So if you are electrician, if you are a chef, and who meet the requirement, then please contact us. So our contact place is for like here, right? And then visa visa apply at cantonlaw.co.nz, and then send your CV first, and then we can look at for your CV. If you are qualified, and then so we can contact you, and then we can give you any guidelines. Even though if you do not meet the requirement yet, and then you can still send a CV, and then maybe 6 months later or like 1 year later, if you meet the requirement, we can go ahead. However, most important thing we have done for Facebook Live the last week, and then work to residence visa will be removed at least for 18 months, maybe by end of 2020 or like some 2021, then this work to residence visa will be removed. No more this policy will be exist in New Zealand anymore. So if you got a friends or if you are like a qualified, contact us quickly, then you can apply for visa here in New Zealand.
So
Okay.
Question, for our clients who are chef from domestic in New Zealand, from Tupangaray to Invercargill, how they will contact us?
Yeah, so at any time, so like a visa apply at cantonlaw.co.nz, for even though you are locally or even though you are overseas, doesn't matter, contact us, right? And then so please do follow or like our Facebook page, then so you can still get some more information from us. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.